Okay, let's just jump right in. We are talking about something that holds so many of us back: public speaking. But here's the thing: it's not some magic gift you're either born with or you're not. It is 100% an achievable skill. And today, we're going to break down exactly how you can turn all that anxiety into real, actual confidence.
Does that sound familiar? Yeah, that's that little voice in your head, right? The one that goes into absolute overdrive the second you even think about getting up in front of people. It just whispers every single doubt, every possible worst-case scenario. It's this negative loop, and man, it can feel impossible to break.
If your answer is yes, believe me, you are so not alone. This feeling, this tidal wave of self-doubt, it's a super common human thing. But here's the secret. Just understanding where that wave comes from is the very first step to learning how to ride it, instead of, letting it drag you under.
All right, so let's pull back the curtain on this whole thing. Why? Why does the idea of talking in front of a group fill so many of us with just dread? Well, the answer might actually surprise you.
That's right. Here's the wild part. The real battle, it isn't with the people sitting in the chairs at all. It's all happening inside your own head. We think we're afraid of them judging us, but the real enemy is this negative story we've been telling ourselves for years, that we're not good enough or funny enough or smart enough. And you know what? If the battle is internal, that is fantastic news. Seriously, because it means we have the power to fight it and to win it. So let's get you armed for that fight. Okay, so the first weapon in our arsenal is this idea of reprogramming. Now, this is not just wishful thinking. It's an active, hands-on process. When one of those negative thoughts pops in your head, you don't just ignore it. You have to actively reject it. And then you replace it by picturing yourself succeeding over and over again until your brain starts to believe that this new, successful version is the real one. Okay, now check this out, because this slide really lays out the whole mental switch. The anxious mind is totally stuck on what it can't do, right? I can't be funny. But the reprogrammed mind just changes the goal to something you can control. I will deliver my message clearly. Instead of that disaster story, I'm going to mess up, it becomes a statement of fact. I am prepared and capable. You're literally rewriting the script in your head. All right, so that's the mindset shift. But how do we actually put this into practice when we're, about to walk on stage? Let's break down 3 really practical keys to speaking with total clarity. So it's really a 3-step game plan. First, you keep up that work of reprogramming your mind. Then you learn how to just get out of your own way. And finally, and this one's a bit of a secret weapon, you embrace the power of simple language. And yeah, we're hitting this point again because it's just that important. This isn't a one-and-done fix. It's a continuous practice. You got to be ready to fight back against those old thoughts and deliberately, consistently picture yourself winning.
Key number 2 is all about getting out of your own head. I mean, the biggest thing that makes us stumble is that constant inner monologue. Are they bored? Was that joke dumb? Oh no, do I sound nervous? That kind of self-consciousness is a total communication killer.
I mean, just think about it for a second. When your brain is working overtime, trying to manage how you look, second-guessing every single word, what do you think happens?
Exactly. Your natural flow just goes right out the window. The solution? Stop filtering so much. Your goal isn't to be some perfect, polished robot. Your goal is to connect with people. So focus on the message you want to share, not on yourself.
And finally, key number 3. Oh man, this is such a classic trap. It's so tempting to cram a speech full of jargon and big, fancy words because we think it'll make us sound smart. But it almost always backfires. When an audience has to struggle to figure out what you're saying, they don't think you're smart. They just tune out. This quote right here, it says everything. Clarity is king. Your audience wants to get it. They will gladly give you their attention, but you have to give them clarity in return. Using simple, clear language is actually a sign of respect for your audience. So we have the mindset and we have the practical keys. But what if that big speech still feels totally, completely, utterly impossible? How do we actually bridge that huge gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it? The trick is to think of confidence like a muscle. You don't walk into a gym for the first time and try to bench press 300 pounds, right? No, you start with something you can handle, and you build from there. It's the exact same idea here. You prove that the impossible is possible by starting small. So here's your challenge, your first workout. Make a little list of communication tasks that feel uncomfortable, but doable. Maybe it's just recording a 1-minute video of yourself talking to your phone. Or maybe it's striking up a quick conversation with 5 new people. Now, here's the most important part. You have to schedule a time to do them. Put it in your calendar. Every time you do one, you're building evidence for your brain that you can handle it. You can survive, and that big speech starts to feel a whole lot less impossible.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to action. You don't find confidence, you build it. You build it by reprogramming your mind, by focusing on your message, and by taking these small, courageous steps. Your stage, whatever that looks like for you, is waiting. So my question to you is, what impossible task will you conquer first?